Cryptopapa.
And happy weekend to everybody. Welcome once again back to the Cryptopapa, where crypto is hard, but Papa makes it easy. My name is Conan. Once again, thank you for clicking back into our YouTube channel. This is where we share some of the altcoin news and also anything that we analyze regarding crypto market. We share it to you. So this is not a financial advice, so please do your own due diligence and also your risk management. So right quick before we jump into the market, so please help us to like, share and subscribe to the channel. And now we jump into the Bitcoin. So first day, happy weekend. So this is the Bitcoin is doing a very nice structure of this triangle, and on the past few days Bitcoins are crashing hard. The market are sharply declining. All the cryptos are declining all the way because the Bitcoins are doing a stop hunting. This is where outside the structure of the triangle, this is where all the institution, all the candlestick are doing a stop hunting of the long position. This is where all the long position has been liquidated, where immediately it rebounds back to the upside. So currently we are still waiting because we don't do any trade for now, and hopefully this serves as the pivot, a very strong resistance area. So we need to wait for either the candlestick, is there any volume for the candlestick to spike, to break through this particular area where we will see a huge spike. Maybe a momentum will be entering into the market on the coming Monday. So we'll see whether the candlestick will once again challenging the upper side of the 122,000, the previous ATH, the all-time high. So we stay tuned for this one, and currently we don't do, because otherwise it will travel back all the way to this area and do another accumulate. So let's see how is the BTC dominance doing. This is the 1 hour timely frame chart, where it's still doing a retest. This is a, let me just zoom it out a little bit. Okay, so currently it's doing a retest on the 0.786. So hopefully the retest fail, and we will see more opportunities for the coming days for the altcoins. So let's start with the signals that we wanted to give it to you today. The first one, of course, the Pi. Let's start with the Pi. So for Pi, this is a very nice clean setup because there are no previous low. This is the lowest low, the support zone, where the current candle are staying on top of the support zone area. This is where we see a nice clean opportunity. This is a this is a signal where the accumulation are doing, because it's doing sideways all the way, and we are waiting for the contraction to correct another even smaller contraction where we can reduce the risk. We can start to set a trigger once the breakout from the candlestick where the volumes are coming in. That's where we can enter the position. All right, so for the very first TP we are looking on the long position side is the 0.49. so we can just exit the position just before, just slightly below our TP area, because it is not necessary for you to have to wait until the price action to goes until all the way up here, because this may serve as a very strong rejection. Otherwise it will keeps on going back. It's like a correction when the candlestick hits this area, because we need to every time when we enter the position we need to really monitor. Once we are profiting, you need to move your stop loss to on top, just a little bit on top of the entries level. So that's all for these USDT. So moving on, next is the AVAX on the, let's see, on the 30 minutes time frame. This is the market chart of the AVAX. Currently it has successfully breaks off, and we should this should consider as the valid retest. So we're still waiting for the candle to bring in the volume and to once again spike up to our 3 TP over here. So we stay tuned for the AVAX. So the next one would be the Blur USDT. This is the fourth contraction. We call it the C4. So on this side, so this potentially for this Blur USDT, we should see it should trigger even bullish scenario where once the candlestick has been broken off the entries area, we shall see the the surge of the volume probably will going all the way to the last TP. But who knows, because the market tends to shift very fast, and we should always stay alert to the market, because structure is just a temporary. We need to have a proper SOP on the trading, because we don't want to lose the money back to the market. So all right, so we have to really closely monitor on how is our trading. Okay, so moving on to the Alpine USDT. This I think we just mentioned on this video, I mean on the previous video, that the Alpines are doing a very nice structure accumulation chart pattern, which we call this a week off pattern. So because we see there's a spring on the few days ago, there's a spring all the way crashing down here and rebounded back immediately to our previous support area over here. This is where we call the PSY area. So looking on the chart, we are still waiting for the candlestick to once again accumulate more volume, because this is what we call the order block, because the market is still indecisive. It needs more volume in order to bring the surge up, where for the candlestick to going all the way up. So hopefully it'll be staying firmly on top of this entry, because this is a very strong we call this a very strong resistance area, or the support area, where we need to serve. So we wait for the candlestick to once again accumulate, and we hopefully we wait for it to go up. So jumping on to the next large cap signal of the day, the XRP. So XRP currently ranking the third largest or the strongest crypto in terms of the volume and also the project behind, where you can find it on the CoinGlass market. So on the technical side, this is a very nice clean structure where we call this the Adam and Eve, but it has yet to complete or to be forming, because it needs to reach to the neckline over here. This is where we draw the neckline above, slightly above the wick candle. So to confirm whether it's a valid structure. So how do we measure the profit for this kind of a structure? We can just pull a trend line over here and we catch a 1-to-1. So this will bring all the way back to the 3.53 area. So currently we wait for the structure to be fully completed before we enter the position. Of course, we have to wait for it to break out, and only then we buy in the position. All right, because otherwise it will keeps. Sometimes the news or some of the fundamental. There are some of the factors that it might destroy the structure. For example, like fundamental news, or even like the market crash, or who knows, because the market tends to shift very fast. So the next one would be the FHE. FHE has already broken off the entries area, and currently is still doing a retest on this area. So if you wanted to buy in the position, you may do so. So on the TP side, we are looking all the way up to the 0.069. But once I need to remind you once again, because whenever you got the profit, you need to move your SL all the way up to the entries level in order to protect your capital, because your capital, your bullet, is the most importantly, because you have to make it a habit, so that you can always you will always remember to move up your SL, and we wait for the candlestick to start to climb out layer by layer all the way up. Okay, moving on to the beams. This is the second contraction. We are still waiting for the third one, but fortunately it has broken up to the second TP, and currently are still sideways on the first TP, because the first TP once again, this is a very strong resistance area. So if it doesn't drop back to the entries level, we are looking bullish for this BMX. So you can enter the position if you want, and then you set your stop loss to the previous entries level. So moving on to the last one would be the token USDT. Token USDT, just a couple of hours ago, it just did, it tries to struggling, try to push up, but unfortunately it gets rejected and is considered as a false breakup, and once again it came down. So we wait for another breakout soon, hopefully for the next few hours, and we stay tuned for this token. So that's all for today. So because this is weekend, so weekend probably has the lowest trading volume compared to weekdays. So we don't necessarily have to look at the market. We don't have to keep our eye on the market like every day. You need to have a life. You can do anything besides watching at the chart. So let's have a good weekend, and I hope that you have a good race. We'll see how is the market doing on the Monday's morning. Hopefully all the cryptos are going bullish once again, because the altcoin seasons are near. It's very near. We wait for the Ethereum, because Ethereum are doing very good right now, and same goes to the Bitcoin and also all the large cap. So hopefully for the coming days, I hope that everyone we are on the same page. We are going to earn the money together from the market. So I hope you get rich. Please help us to like, share, and subscribe to the video, to the channel for more of this kind of technical analysis, because we really want you to earn as much as we do, because we want you to change your life. This is very important. So I hope you get rich, and I will see you on the next video. Thank you.
Where crypto is hard, but Papa makes it easy.